Question everything, trust nothing, except for your boy CryptoKeeper. It is No, I almost said it's Friday. I'm used to streaming during the week. It is Saturday night. We're doing a Saturday Night Live. I have not done a stream in forever, so we'll see. Do we get some people in here? Do we not? Nobody knows I'm streaming. We're doing this just kind of impromptu, so we shall see what happens. And for those of you that watch the stream on a regular basis, yes, I am not in my normal location. Whoa. Ho. I'm going to have to pay attention for that. Yeah, so you will see me streaming from here moving forward, at least for a little while. I've got a bunch of the TONALD team backstage. I'm going to bring them up here in just a second. But listen, even on the weekend, I got my boy Patriot Caveman in the house. Patriot Caveman, what's up, brother? We're gonna have a fun stream this evening, doing something a little different. Hey, listen, I'm all about, y'all see that t-shirt? I'm all about that thug life right here. This Donald Trump thug life. Enrique Suave says, I always know when you're streaming. He's always watching. All right, cool. So let me bring up, no, I'm not in New Orleans. I'm actually still in my hometown. I'm at a different location. I'm at an undisclosed location, actually. So yeah, let me bring up the team of TONALD. We're gonna go through some different meme coin stuff for sure today, and we're gonna talk about TON. So it's gonna be TON, it's gonna be TONALD, it's gonna be some other meme coin chatter, whatnot, but we're gonna have the team on from TONALD here. So let's bring them up. First of all, we got James D in the house. James, what is up, brother?
What is going on, everyone? How's it going, CryptoKeeper?
Excited to have you, bro. We got
Thanks for having me.
The Crypto Moses himself, Larry the Whale. Larry, what up?
I'm taking a bow. Wish you guys could see it.
We have the doxed / undoxed team. You know what I mean? A little bit of both coming here. OX Syed. Syed, what's up, brother?
Hey, Keeper.
Good to see you. Good to see you. And none other than Swoop. Swoop, what up?
Yo.
You are less of a shadow now, bro. You're only like 3/4 of a, you know.
Yeah, I moved the screen around, turn the light on. It's still blocking half of my camera, which I don't really understand.
You don't even know what it is? Is there something sitting in front of the camera?
Nope.
That's very strange. It's very strange. Okay, no worries. No big deal. So yeah, fam, if you have not already, if you're not following, make sure you follow. If you haven't put on the bell notification, do that as well. Let's have some fun tonight. Let's get into it. First of all, let me pull up the. What were you gonna say, Larry?
Where's Octane?
Oh, whoops. Oh my gosh, Octane! I almost forgot you, bro.
Send TONALD higher.
Damn, that's what I like to hear. Send it, send it, send it. Let's talk about that. So first of all, before I pull up any charts or anything, let me ask. I know Larry was starting to tell me something before the stream came on. Larry, we talk about TON and the mainstream adoption that seems to be happening here, how more and more people are coming in on TON and talking about TON. You're seeing it on TikTok. You're seeing it on YouTube. You're seeing it on X. TON is coming in all over the place. Isn't there a big announcement that TON has either made or is about to make that's going on? What do they got going on?
Yeah, there's a bunch going on over there. And, I mean, we got the TON expert in here, Swoop. But, yeah, just to touch on it, Binance listing should be coming soon. They just partnered with Robinhood in the UK. So there's a few big things coming. But TON isn't listed on any major exchanges yet. And it's already blowing up. Volume last week surpassed Bitcoin and ETH. I mean, it's going to be insane.
Hold on, the volume was higher than Bitcoin and ETH on one of the days?
Correct, daily volume.
Holy mackerel!
It was like $20 billion or something, or maybe $200 billion. I don't know if anyone can correct me, but
it was Binance volume.
Oh, on Binance.
Yep.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous. Huge. Yeah. That's no small feat because Binance.
So also, TON isn't on Binance yet. It was actually Notcoin volume surpassed surpassed ETH and Bitcoin on Binance.
Got it.
That's wild, man. You see all of these projects kind of come together. And I know when I got introduced to Telegram, not just to Telegram, but when I got introduced to TON, the idea for me behind it was, hey, this is related to Telegram, and all of the action seems to happen on Telegram, at least for sure, in the meme coin space. And I think people are catching on to that fact. And when Larry brought the idea of TONALD, which we'll talk about here in a few minutes, when he brought that idea, I was like, man, if we could be the meta on TON as TON grows, this could be freaking huge. And we want to see that. So for sure, let's take a look at TON. What do we got? So I got to look over my other screen here to see a little bit better. We're at about $7 right now. This chart has been pretty amazing, though. I mean, we literally, you know, you scoop back. This is the thing of beauty here. This is on the daily. You can just see we just very slowly kind of climb, and then boom, back in when was that? February, we just started to absolutely moon. And that's when myself, Crypto Blood, a few other people had started talking about it. Not obviously, we're not responsible for the boom, but sure made us look pretty good. So I'm not happy.
Oh, I thought you were solely responsible, Keeper.
Yeah, you know what? I'd love to say that I was. But newsflash, I'm not. Ryan Smith says TON chain will be huge. Did you guys know TON and Telegram OG devs are ran by Did I just read it? Did I just read a nice little shill there? I think I fell right in. I literally, sometimes I'll just start reading them and then I'm like, okay. That was a freebie there, Ryan. Good one, bro. I like it. But yeah, so Ton's climbing and I think it's going to continue to go. Gentlemen in the chat. So let me ask Swoop, if you, I don't love to play the moon math game, but Ton's at $7 right now, right?
Yep.
On let's see, let me go over to Crypto Bubbles real quick because I think yeah, damn, look at the whole freaking market is down except for Donald. But we'll get to that. I was gonna pull up, where is it? Here it is. Yeah, $258 million at 24-hour volume, $17 billion market cap, 17.02 billion. What do you see this thing going to?
Personally, I think 100 billion is a really kind of, I mean, it's sort of the target that I hear a lot, and that's not just like Moon Boy target. That's actually like based off of TA, based off of kind of a lot of the early analytics, the adoptability, etc. You know, there's people that predict that it could potentially go higher. I think a lot of that's going to obviously depend on, you know, kind of overall macro and how the cycle runs.
Right.
But I think 100 billion is a very fair prediction, which is, you know, what,
6x.
About 6x from here.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, you're looking at about $42.
Yeah.
I kind of think 30 is sort of the minimum. That's kind of the number that I've always looked at as like, I expect 30.
Right.
You know, with obviously that 40 plus being very possible. And look, I mean, I've heard some people that say, you know, again, just given what Pavel Durov is building into a social fi network, the way it's been, you know, being done, it's never been done before. You know, there is 1 billion active users on Telegram. That number's still growing every day.
There's 1 billion?
It's 1 billion active,
oh, wow.
Active users on Telegram. So, you know, you look at the analytics of the adoptability. I mean, look, there were 35 million people that participated in Notcoin, a tapping game.
Yeah.
There's only like 1.2 million total active users on Solana. So nearly 30 times the amount of people that are active on Solana participated just in the tapping game on Notcoin. So you start to dig into the numbers. You look at the adoptability potential with, you know, how many active users Telegram has. And I kind of, you know, I look at what's it going to take to bring crypto into that, you know, everyone's households. And it just makes sense to have it come through a social network. It's the fourth largest social network on the planet. It's the most decentralized and censored social network, which makes so much sense for DeFi. Obviously, it's why we spend all of our times on Telegram already. So yeah, I mean, I think 30 is a low end prediction. You know, 40 is very likely, and the potential, of course, being higher depending on how overall macro cycle runs.
Yeah, obviously, as always, I think, you know, Bitcoin will drive the narrative of how far that will go. It always leads the way. But I agree with you, man. The social aspect of it. There's, I mean, now I would say for me, I'm on the noob side of Telegram, and I end up spending a lot of time over here, bro. Anytime any of us on the team are communicating, it's always Telegram. And so, yeah, I think that as crypto itself continues to grow, Telegram, TONALD, all of it is gonna continue to boom. Let me ask Syed. Syed, I know you do a lot of research stuff. Let's kind of switch gears a little bit. In terms of researching a meme coin, before we dive into TONALD and what we've been doing there, what are some good key things that you can do to put yourself in a good position to understand whether this is a good project or, hey, tread lightly, tread cautiously?
It's a good question. I'm the crypto version of a day trader. So I trade a lot of coins, and I buy a lot of stuff really early. And the thing is that you've seen coins like Pepe come and go before Big Daddy Pepe really took off. And the reason that specific coin, that specific pair took off was the team behind it.
Mhm.
There was a plan and there was intention behind that coin doing what it did. It wasn't, communities count for a lot. Don't get me wrong, but if you don't have a team who has the intention of working on something long term, with a plan, with resources, with money, it's not going to happen. That's why that Pepe did what it did, and the meme existed for what, probably a decade prior to last year, or however old it is. But
Mm.
there's a reason that specific coin sent. So I try to look for signs that this is not a 2-hour play or a 1-week play.
And what do those look like? Like, how do you look and say, oh yeah, this looks like a good team? Is it just literally history? Like, what kind of stuff do you look at?
Well, I mean, early on, if you put yourself in the shoes of a team that knows what they're doing and they're well funded, they probably have friends who are in their circles who are funded. So on launch, you're going to see a lot of volume, right? You're going to see a lot of volume. You're going to see a lot of buy pressure. You're going to see dips being eaten up, and then the peripherals. You want to see if it looks like there's been work put into developing, the website, the branding, the graphics. How I like to, I mean, this is a little less important for memes because the websites are a little more basic. But like, if I'm looking to vet a utility, I like to check the age of the website, because in all likelihood, if a utility is being communicated as being something that is quote unquote revolutionary, and it's going to be a big revenue generator that shares rev with holders and all this, like, it should have been worked on for a while before this coin was launched. And so if I see that this utility bought their domain yesterday, it's probably not a good thing.
Yeah.
Right. So these are a couple of things I look for. And yeah, it's for me, like, I have, if I'm trying to catch something at launch, like it's a split-second decision, because you don't have a lot of time to decide. Otherwise, you might be buying like 5x from here. So yeah, that's kind of a surface level overview of my process.
Yeah, no, I love that. I think so many people just think that either people are flat out getting lucky or they only have inside information. I think, Syed, you were one of the people, you've helped me with a lot of stuff too. I think you were one of the people that made me realize, like, wait a minute, there is like some science behind being able to be good at this. There's some things that you can do to at least cover your ass, right? There's some things that you can do to say, okay, I want to put myself in a good position here. I still know that I'm gambling. I always make it really clear with people. The meme coin space, especially, I don't care what anybody says, it is still the crypto casino. Now, you can go to the casino and not know how to play and be drunk and start throwing money around, and you are just gambling to the extreme, and people will do that in the form of the crypto space. Then you have the other side of some of that, which would be like you, Syed, who does the deep diving, really investigating everything. And then you have someone like me in between. I pay attention. I look for certain indicators. I talk to people. I do due diligence. And I think that too many people don't do that. Maybe you don't have to dive as far into things as Syed does, but this is his full-time job, so obviously he needs to make that happen and act accordingly. But yeah, dude, I love the fact that you brought up the team. That's actually why I brought you guys on. I wanted to bring on the team. I've been telling people for a long time. I was like, you know what? The reality is, in the meme coin space, if the team doesn't have a game plan put together and the team isn't driven to really push this thing somewhere and actually have that staying power and not start, just getting scared and all of a sudden the team starts selling and blah, 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 you're screwed. So Larry, let me ask you, How did you come together with the team behind Tonald?
Yeah, it's a good question. So honestly, like, well, rewind a bit. I've been in the space for several years, and the space is honestly a very dangerous place. Like, there's very bad players with terrible intentions all over the place, and navigating your way through the space is oftentimes very scary because people are out to get you. They want to use you. They want to extract as much value as they can from you and just leave you in the dust. And I think it's happened to everybody in this room right now, countless times.
Yeah.
And we've all dealt with shady people, every day. When you get to the level that we're on, where you connect with every team and every project on every chain, it just the experience that you get. You learn how to identify these shady players, and you learn to really figure out their true intentions from the get-go.
Yeah.
And so these guys specifically on the space right now, a few other people that couldn't be here right now, but
Yeah.
those are a few of the guys that have been with me, on the right side of the fence, where we all talk about the shady players and we help each other. When someone asks, what do you guys think of this guy, we all have info on what he's done in the past or what they've done in the past, and we help one another move forward in this space in a clean manner and an honest manner, and we take care of one another. So it wasn't too hard in choosing who we wanted along for the ride and who to build this thing with. We wanted the honest guys. Like, it's our time to win. We're done letting these cheat devs, if you want to call them that, run this space and keep scamming people. So, like, you guys can see it right on the TONALD chart. We're not selling shit. Excuse my language, but
Mhm.
we're not selling shit. And any other project, with a team like this, or, sure, it might resemble it, but the other projects on East, Solana, whatever, you see it in the teams, they hit $5-6 million market cap, and they think they're done. They're like, all right, we've made our money, now let's nuke it. And they get out as much as they can. But when you work with honest players like we have here in front of you, and the guys that are working behind the scenes at Tonald, like, it's going to go far. Like,
Yeah.
the honesty will drive this thing, and it was a no-brainer in including these guys in this mission we're on.
Yeah, for sure, dude. I love it. I love it. I'm glad that I was thought of. I love what we're doing here. Let me pull up, and then I'm going to ask you something, Octane. Give me 1 second. Let me pull up the old TONALD chart, and let's talk about this, because this morning, I think a lot of you were asleep. This is what I believe. I believed that a lot of you were asleep, and because it was like 7 o'clock in the morning or something. It was decently early, right? Here's the chart. Let me slip back to switch back over here to, well, where did my chart go? Here it is. Okay. So here's the TONALD chart. I'm gonna kind of upsize this, get in here. So this morning, let me get out. What is this thing doing? Come on, Gecko Terminal. Gecko Terminal.
It's too high to see it
right now. It's too high. Yeah, it just took off. Though that's actually what I want to talk about. So we have been steadily. If I zoom out like a decent little bit further, I mean, look at this. This is a steady climb, right? With pullbacks, right? Healthy pullbacks, always, right? This happened this morning. Oh, see, look, I was right on point. 7 o'clock this morning. I wake up, and I think I actually woke up at 6:30. So let me go back to 6:30, and I'll tell you exactly what it was. Okay. So 6:30, 6:25, it was just over 7 million. And I got to tell you, I hold a decent bit of this, and I was excited. I was pumped. I was like, hell yeah, let's go. And then all of a sudden, this thing just started absolutely ripping. And let me see where the top was. The top was at 8:40. Dude, hold on. No, actually, we might hit it at 9 a.m. So from 6:30 to 9 a.m. in 2.5 hours, we went from 7 million to, what did we end up at? 11.2, guys? Yeah, ish. Yeah. Right
11,
at
yep.
11.1. I can't tell if we actually hit 11.2 or not. I think
It was close to it. I think
it was close. It was about 11.2 million. And that was an absolute just send, right? It just absolutely started ripping. So I started getting phone calls, text messages from people that I have walked into the crypto space in general, or people that I've introduced to the tunnel community, and they're texting back and forth. They're like 7.5, 7.7, 8.1. And we're in the group chat. A couple of us were up and doing all that. And it was so much freaking fun. But I had to remind them always, and I want to remind everybody of this, you have to have the pullbacks, right? So there ended up, when we look at the chart, there ended up being, a nice, healthy pullback, right? That's just going to happen. People need to take profits. They need to make money. So what I want to ask you, Octane, is, so there's a big move like that. Let's say it's happening, and you want to do a thing that we always call respect the chart. What does it look like to respect the chart? And what's that mean to somebody that doesn't maybe even understand what I'm saying? Octane, can you explain that for me?
Yes, I can tell you what not respecting the chart is. And that happened this morning. I think it was like a 17K or a 34K nuke. But
it was a 22, it was a 22.5 and a 17.5. It was literally 40K on the nose is what it was in 2 transactions. Yeah.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah. So for people that, I guess, if you go back and you look at when that buyer first bought, he was up, multiples, and he bought in with weight at a lower market cap.
Yeah.
And then as we were ranging towards 10 mil and broke out towards, I think at the top, it was like 11.1.
Yeah.
Naturally you're going to take profit. I think at that point, that person made the best decision for himself. Could he have been more respectful and, sold in clips and bought back into volume as people were buying in? Yes, but ultimately that's a person's individual decision. And if it were me, honestly, I've been in plays like this, and if I have conviction in a play and I do want to take profit, I'm not clipping out, 22K at a time. I'm clipping out, respectfully. If you know the team, I would say anywhere from like 500 to 1.5K at a time would be deemed respectful.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't know the team, then, that's really up to you and what type of price impact you're willing to take depending on liquidity and the project. But yeah, I would say like when I woke up and saw that move, I was like, the fact that we broke out a 10, like you can do all the TA you want, but psychology, like the psychological factor of 10 million does come into play. And so like, I think you're seeing part of that now. People realize that we can break out of 10 million. And for me, like that's a psychological number, similar to like when you get close to a coin that reaches $1, right? Like it's almost like a magnet that attracts buyers to that point. So
yeah.
And if you don't mind, I have
for sure.
I'd like to jump off of
for sure.
something that Elon touched on.
Hit it.
That's price impact.
Okay.
So if suppose you have a 1% bag of TONALD, let's use TONALD as an example, and we climb back to 10 million, and your bag is now a 6-figure bag, right? That's a 100 bag. Yeah. And you're like, this is a lot of money for me. I should exit right now. The thing is, if you sell your entire bag there, you're not actually getting it out at that price. So the way liquidity works is whatever amount of liquidity your sell is pulling out of the liquidity pool, or whatever percentage it makes up of, your exit price is your exit
based off that.
Yeah, that's your exit price. So taking that seller that we were just talking about as an example, I'm not sure exactly what the market cap was when he sold. Hypothetically, let's say it was the top.
It pretty much was.
Yeah. So let's say if he was the first seller at the top and it was 11.2, his first sell was actually hit the decks at 8.8, right?
Really?
Yes. So he actually got out of the 8.8, not 10 or not 11.2.
Wow.
So, and I'm sure he had his reasons. Everybody's justified to do what they want with their money, but what he could have done instead was sell a smaller amount, so that he takes a lower price impact, allow the price to come back up, and then sell again at that price.
Right.
That is what we call scaling out.
Yeah.
And if you do that, if you sell in clips, you overall get a better exit price.
I think that's really important that you pointed that out, because I don't think most people know that. I didn't know what the math on it was. I knew you weren't selling out at that price, and I know. And for those of you who haven't seen this, if you see, you'll see wherever it is that you're swapping or whatever, it'll give you like a price. It'll give you like a percentage. It'll be like a price warning impact or whatever, and that's what's happening there. It's saying, hey, you're scooping out a big chunk of this, because obviously you only have so much liquidity to pull from. And so what you're saying, Syed, is if he was pulling, let's just use simple numbers. If there was
if we had 100K in the liquidity pool and he was trying to pull out 10K, that's 10% price impact. So he would be getting 10% less.
10% less
for his exit there. Yeah.
Right. So yeah, I think there's so many little intricacies that people just don't understand that they should understand and need to know. So I really like that you were bringing that up. Hey, Larry, let's talk about, let's get this amped up, right? Let's talk about what is happening with TONALD, bro. We literally, so we have this huge move this morning, and then I was just showing the chart. I'll pull it back up. I mean, look at this. Look at the recovery. I mean, literally, we've got a beautiful, even after seeing somebody damn near nuke the chart for a second, right? It was a big move, right, to the downside because of a couple big sells. Look what we did. We turned right back around and started to press and press and press. I think you might know this, or maybe if somebody else knows this, jump in, whatever. How many holders do we have right now?
I believe it's 2,600.
2,600, and that's grown exponentially really recently, right?
Yep.
Are we thinking that this is because of Donald Trump? Are we thinking this is because people are looking at the opportunity and saying, hey, I could make a bunch of money here? Are we thinking that they're just saying, hey, this is a good meme coin on TON? I think we have kind of the perfect storm, going on here with all that's happening with, you see my t-shirt again, Thug Life, right? I got a Donald Trump t-shirt on, it says Thug Life on it, which I freaking love this t-shirt. Everybody will talk to you if you wear this t-shirt, by the way.
Yeah.
If you ever want people to talk to you. But what do you think?
I can break it down, but it all comes back to TON in general, right? Sure, it is a bit of a perfect storm between all contributing factors, whether it's Trump's arrest and the entire or the fact that he raised $400 million since the conviction, and it's a crazy series of events, and we're not ignoring that. But the main mission for TONALD from day one was we're big believers in TON, right? TON stands for the Open Network. It's Telegram's blockchain. It is going to be the next big thing in the world of Web3, and we are firm believers of that. And we were TON investors, across the chain, whether it was memes or utilities, way before TONALD's inception. And so we wanted to create something that brought more eyes onto this chain in general, onto this ecosystem in general. So we decided, all right, let's be one of the first projects to bring over all of these different people from other chains. And by people, I mean KOLs, influencers, partners, projects, whoever you can think of that's primarily operating on other chains and other ecosystems into this open network. And so we decided from day one, let's get the bigger players involved. We started off obviously through your connection with BitBoy. We had him involved from like day one.
Yeah.
Guys like NZDeFi, Winston, like just bigger names out there, right? And we got them involved early. We didn't want to make it a moon mission though, because a lot of projects come in with a lot of names, they pump way too quickly, and then they die out, and everyone blames the team. But meanwhile, it's onboarding too many KOLs or influencers at once, handing them out supply like it's free candy, and then they just sell it.
Yeah.
And we weren't going to do that. We were going to say, all right, let's take this slow. Let's build this over time, treat it as a fucking business. And we're going to build this thing to the heavens over time. Now, obviously, in the past week, we've had a moonshot, but it wasn't something that we specifically planned for, right? Like, sure, we onboarded a few new players and guys like Prince Press and Pyro and Sugar and Sneaky and other big names from ETH and Solana, but it's like not our intention to just moon this thing. Like I said, it's to bring more eyes from other chains and other ecosystems onto TON to see what's going on over here. So, I mean, obviously you've seen TON last week. I think it went down as low as like 540 and it hit like 780 yesterday or 2 days ago. Yeah. So, the volumes obviously come. A lot more volume is flowed into other memes on the chain. And a lot of people in the chat are saying like, oh, we don't care about these other projects. Just send TONALD. Like, I always chime in. I'm like, guys, it's not just about us. Like, this is a group effort on this ecosystem, and we need everything to work together. Like, Swoop is one of the biggest supporters of Redo on here. He's been there for months, just shilling the heck out of it. Channels everywhere.
I've seen it.
Like, yeah, right. So You know, that type of effort is what we want to reciprocate, and we want people to also, you know, enjoy the journey and Redo and all these other projects and come into TONALD with the same mission, the same emotion, you know, the same initiative, to come in and say, okay, we actually genuinely believe in TON too. We believe in this chain. We believe in everything it's doing, all the projects that developers are building on it. We want to support all of them. Sure, TONALD might be one of the more favorable narratives and people will pick it, but we're in full support of every other project, and that's our goal. So when you see rebounds like we had this morning, it's primarily because you have eyes on this chain now. And sure, the eyes were specifically on TONALD because, you know, maybe because of the KOLs and influencers we brought on board, but people are looking at the chain now. They bridged into TON. They're wondering what else can they buy. If there's a mooner like this, what other opportunities are there for them? And I think it's going to open a lot more doors for a lot of other projects. We've seen, I don't know, 10 different MAGA and Trump projects already try to launch on TON, just copycats. And, you know, like, I endorse it. Let it happen, you know, because we want that volume to come on chain, and we're going to be the leader. We're not going anywhere. So I'm not worried. And, you know, I'm happy to have these builders come on this chain. You know, we don't want it to turn into a G chain by any means, but as long as we can have believers in the network and what Telegram is trying to accomplish, then, you know, we're satisfied and we're happy.
You know, as much as I have been advocating for, like, when can we get TON on, you know, on big centralized exchange? When can we do this? When can we do that? I think one of the things that I have noticed, though, or at least it feels like with TONALD specifically, it feels like the people that are in, for the most part, are genuinely committed and see this thing actually really doing something and going somewhere. And so and I think part of that is, you got to do a little work if you've never been on TON chain and you don't know the wallet, you don't know the DEX, you don't know where the heck, or maybe you don't even know how to bridge. Let's be fair here. I'm telling you right now, the majority of people in crypto do not know how to do a lot of very basic things. They don't. And so when you tell them, hey, go over onto, you know, make sure you've got to give them instructions. Say you got to go over onto TONKeeper, and then you've got to do, you know, you've got to bridge something possibly, and then like you're walking them through all these steps. So the thing that I do like about it is the people that do the steps, like, they were committed to the process, and there was a reason that they went through it. And I'm hoping and thinking that that can play out really well for us as we continue to grow. And I think we saw some of that in the rebound as well today. A couple people that had bought last night around 6 mil, when it bounced all the way down to 7.3 or whatever, I told them, I was like, hey, you might want to, you know, not financial advice, but this thing's going to rebound pretty good. You might want to, you know, take an opportunity there. And guess what they did? And now they're up a nice little bit even on that. So yeah, I don't know. I'm excited about where this thing is going. Swoop, let me ask you, brother, you're the resident expert on TON. How long you been on?
Can I just interject for 1 second?
Yeah, for sure.
Do you mind including Legion?
Oh, I see him. I didn't see Legion. My bad. Legion, what's up, brother?
Yo, what's up, boys?
Glad you're here, bro. What's going on with you tonight?
What up, Legion?
Not much, man. Just hype about TONALD. Broke all-time high earlier this morning. Just getting excited. Things are finally starting to ramp up, and it seems like a lot of people are starting to buy into the vision behind it. So it's just nice to see.
Hell yeah. No, for sure it is. It is about patience. And so many people, they just hear the story. I've talked about this a lot. They hear the story that, oh, well, you know, my buddy turned $300 into $3 million in 4 days. And it's like, dude, your buddy won a lottery ticket then. That's not how this usually works. So Swoop.
Exactly.
Yeah. Swoop, what brought you over and made you be such a believer in TON? And then what do you see, like, with TONALD specifically on TON, that you think, like, hey, man, this really kind of separates things for me, gives us the leg up?
Yeah, so we'll go back to like late December, early January. I was in a project on Solana and had become a big part of that community of the token I was in. And ultimately, the token didn't, you know, it didn't work, which happens. But I met, you know, some people in that community, just like any other community, which is what I personally love the space, because I really enjoy networking the space. I try and do my best to position myself around good people in the space. I mean, I think that's why I'm here. Larry, you know, touched on it perfectly about how, you know, this team is really, truly a good group of honest guys, which I think is hard to find in the space.
Yeah.
But I had an individual from that community who sent me a DM and said, hey, look, Telegram has this new blockchain. It's called TON. And he briefly explained to me the narrative of what Redo was and what it meant to TON. And, you know, obviously my experience in DeFi immediately kind of piqued my interest. It was like, okay, so we have Telegram's blockchain. We have a dog meme that represents the entire blockchain and the app that the blockchain is designed around. And it was like, okay, yes. So I immediately downloaded a wallet. I started to bridge some, bought blind, didn't even look at the chart, just aped. And then spent some time in the community and started to research. I started to do research on Pavel Durov. I started to do research on the history of Telegram, you know, the TON blockchain, and was just I was immediately sold. And I literally just started pulling funds from anywhere that I could pull it from, and was bridging and buying and bridging and buying and bridging and buying. And this was all under $1 million market cap on Redo. You know, obviously we know that's worked out, you know, pretty well for me. And I expect it to continue to work out well as kind of the first mover meme on the chain.
What's that market cap at right now?
It hit 120 all-time high, and I think it's like 65, 70 mil right now.
Oh, you've done really well with that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I mean, it's been really good to me, and it's allowed me to position myself on TON. I mean, I spend the majority of my time now trading in this network. I still trade in Ethereum a reasonable amount. Solana I've mostly abandoned just because it's too much for me. And Redo allowed me to find other narratives on the chain and accumulate positions, which again, I got in like January 9th into TON. I think TON was $2.07.
Yeah.
You know, obviously $7 now. And I've spent the last, I mean, almost 6 months now accumulating all of my favorite positions on the network. You know, TONALD is clearly one of those for me, and being a part of it, you know, obviously helps as well. But, you know, I mean, we've clearly seen the Donald Trump meta happen. And look, we haven't even hit, you know, the season of like, I mean, come November, you know, when as all of the elections come and the amount of rallies, and I mean, like, it hasn't even started. And I think some people don't really realize that.
Yeah.
Like, everything is going to be about the election very soon. And Donald Trump has specifically come out and said that he is crypto's president.
Yeah.
Like, and then to have the branding with TONALD, like to have the name, to be unique, to have the right people involved, to have it on a blockchain that I think is clearly analytically emerging at the right time. I mean, it's kind of feels like the stars being aligned, right? Like, we know the top Donald Trump memes have already done well.
Yeah.
And the ones, and people are like, what I look at is like, people are going to take a look at as election season comes and we really see this meta of Donald Trump take off, people are going to be looking at opportunities, right? And I think that, to Larry's point about how many new people this is going to bring onto the network, is going to be really special. It's important for this network and for its success. And I think the timing of the election, with, you know, obviously with TON being relatively new, you know, we don't even have volume yet on TON from Binance. Clearly, we know there's going to be no issues with being listed on Binance. Notcoin is already there. Right. So I just think that if you kind of start to look at the stars aligning the way they've lined up here for TONALD, it just makes sense. The branding's on point. The people are on point. You know, I've watched Larry work his absolute ass off over the last few months. We're bringing in the right people. The supply seems to be controlled mostly in the right hands. I mean, obviously, sometimes that's going to get wary, but that's going to happen. But like the idea of what we want to do here we want to be running through the elections, which is still months away. So, I mean, to think that like, well, did I miss it? Well, no. I mean, this is literally just the beginning. And it's funny, you asked about holders. I love analytics. Like, I'm a big numbers guy. I'm a big sports numbers guy. So for fun, I looked at it 3 days ago, almost 72 hours ago. I scrolled back through the chat. We've gained 700 holders in the past 3 days.
Oh yeah.
Which again, you look at a chain that's newer. I mean, that's over 200 new holders a day for the last 3 days. That's incredible growth.
Yeah.
And we're seeing it at a higher market cap, right? So people are not weary about jumping in. They see what MAGA has been doing. They see what all these other Trump tokens been doing. And I mean, I think that I really look forward to seeing what Larry, what the team, what myself, what we can all do with this thing, because I do truly believe that we're onto something really special here.
Dude, I do too. I love it, and you couldn't have said it better. Like the narrative surrounding all of this and leading up to the election, and then being really clear, like, you know, Larry, one of the things that we're doing is donating some funding to his campaign. Like, we're doing things other than, you know, a lot of times meme coins are just like, hey, how much money can the team pull off of this, right? And so I really love that. Larry, can you speak to like some of the things that we're doing and some of the plans coming up?
Yeah, for sure. So the new website should be live, like, I don't even know, any day. It's supposed to be done 2 days ago. Developer had some problems in the hospital, whatever, but it's going to outline, you know, the updated roadmap. But to sum it up, in a sense, you know, first phase was rolling out our AI Tonald bot. So if you haven't already, guys, go into the Telegram chat, /Tonald, ask him anything you want.
Dude, I wish he was here tonight. If I wouldn't have done it so impromptu, putting the stream together, I would have definitely brought him on tonight. He's a blast.
Well, so that's the Trump impersonator, but we also have the AI bot, right? So
you're talking about the AI bot. I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about the Trump impersonator. Okay, got you.
Yeah. So yeah, we also have him. Obviously, Funny Donald has been a huge asset to us in our community. Joining spaces, you know, he knows everything about Trump and almost pulls off actually being him. So he's a great addition.
Yeah.
But so moving on from there, the next goal is launching the Genesis series of our NFT collection, and that's going to happen in 2 days on Monday. So everyone get ready for that. But I mentioned Genesis collection. So there's going to be 10 separate collections, each with 100 different NFTs per collection. Total of 1,000 NFTs, and 100% of proceeds from every single NFT sold will go directly towards 10 different organizations. For the Genesis series, 100% of contributions will go to the Trump campaign. For the second series, to a different charitable organization, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Every NFT will come with a blue MAGA hat. If you guys were in the VC on the Telegram, I think 2 nights ago, I gave a sneak peek of what the hats look like. We're going to have Swoop make a video soon when he gets his hat, but a lot of cool stuff coming. We're also going to the presidential debate on June 27th. We're going to have 30 to 50 different people in these blue MAGA hats. We're bringing Funny Donald with us. We're going to make a ton of content there, do interviews outside of the debate. We already booked our flights, locked everything in, but anyone's welcome to join. If you want to send me a DM and you're a strong community member, maybe I fly you out there and pay for your stay. I don't know. Shoot me a DM. But yeah, I mean, that's what we got coming up in the short term. Another thing that I mentioned yesterday on Swoop and Grimy Spaces, they have weekly spaces every Friday, specifically about TON. I mentioned that we're implementing a new bot into our Telegram as well. It's like it's a cool AI art bot. So you could say like, hey, show me Donald Trump in the White House, and it'll generate an image of Donald in the Oval Office or something, right? So it's going to be great for content purposes and community engagement. And then from there, we go on to, well, I don't want to give away too much, but we're essentially going to be launching an apprentice show on Twitter. And we've been working on this for like a month and a half and just getting the idea out, but we're going to get the NFTs out, get that going. Maybe by next Friday or the following Friday, we'll launch it. And essentially the way it's going to work is we're going to have a series of judges, key role models in the TON ecosystem or in the space, hosting the show. Hopefully, Keeper, you can join us as one sometime. But essentially the premise of the show is just like the Apprentice show that Donald Trump has. And we're going to interview different TON projects or developers with ideas or just regular investors with ideas. And we're going to be able to reward them with value towards their project, whether it be a monetary compensation or, you know, whatever value add we can pretty much offer. There's a few other additional utilities that we're already working on building, and we have a few really cool things, but I can't mention them yet. But keep an eye on the website. I'm going to, constantly update the roadmap. And another big thing, we just applied to the Open League. And so TON hosts this league. Not sure what it is, maybe every 2-3 months. But yeah, so the way that works, they have a specific league for memes, right? So you apply into this category. You pretty much give a breakdown on your project, and if you're admitted into the league, you know, the community and Telegram starts to review your project, and you get a lot of notice across the chain. So there's monetary rewards that you can win. They add liquidity into your liquidity pool. There's a lot of different things, but we're going for it. We want to win the whole thing. So if you go look at the applications right now, we're actually third in engagements across like 1,000+ applicants.
How can people help us with that, Larry?
Yeah, 100%. It's posted
No,
in the
I'm
chat.
saying how can they?
Oh, so yeah, it's posted in the chat. It's pinned in the main Telegram. If you guys hop on the document, drop a comment, leave a like, it would help us out tremendously. But yeah, so that's what we got going on right now.
I'm going to add
just to give you one quick idea too, just because I've experienced it with Redo. So Redo won the minor leagues the first season of the Open League, and Ton gave us $100,000 liquidity boost.
Wow.
And StoneFi paired 50K of liquidity to Redo and did farming pools for us.
Wow.
I literally went to sleep one night. This is when we were already trading, you know, well into the millions. I don't remember the exact numbers, but I remember I went to sleep one night at like a one-ish million liquidity, and I woke up to 2 million plus liquidity through rewards of being a part of and winning the Open League. So like, this is not just some little joke. Like, the Ton Foundation is offering massive rewards to the projects that succeed through this Open League. So it's really big that we're going to be there. And it comes down to growth of projects, growth of holders, the analytics of the knowledge. So if we succeed as a project and we do well and we continue to build and continue to do this, the Ton Foundation will come in and help us in a major way. So just know that like, this can be a huge deal for us being a part of this.
That's super dope, dude. Yeah, I need to put in, I need to drop into below my YouTubes. I need to put the link for the TONALD community. I need to make sure to do that. So remind me to do that, would you, Larry?
I'll do it too. Don't worry.
Jump off here. Yeah, I just need to remember to do it. Hey, Legion. So I kind of touched on everybody, you know, when they were first coming in or whatnot. Talk to me about how you see this thing going. How do you fit in here? What makes you part of the team?
Yeah, so first off, I actually just want to give credit to Swoop. Believe it or not, I didn't want to interrupt him while he was talking earlier. But the only reason why I'm on Ton is because of Swoop. So I just want to say, like, when it comes to TONALD and all the success that I've seen on Ton, I have to pay homage to Swoop because he's been one of my best friends in the space, and I really kind of do owe it all to him. So I just kind of want to get that out of the way. But yeah, so I did all of the graphics. I did the sticker pack, I did the buy bot, all that type of stuff, kind of a lot of the Twitter content and whatnot. And just kind of also mainstream in the background, working along with the team, being a part of things, coming up with ideas, all that type of stuff. And one thing I really want to touch on too is, as Larry was going over all of our plans, right? We had the Telegram bot, we have the NFTs, we have the apprentice show, we have the trip to Atlanta, all this type of stuff. Teams that don't believe in their project and see it as a passion project don't plan stuff out like this. They just don't. They don't have anything that they're looking forward to building. They don't have any consistency with it. They don't have anything to look forward to, right? And I just really want to stress that because we see TONALD as our passion project. One thing that I believe CryptoKeeper, you and Swoop touched on was kind of just the values of TonChain, you know what I mean? And kind of what Durav believes in, anti-authoritarianism, you know, anti-censorship, decentralization, all that type of stuff. And we truly believe, you know, when it comes to Donald Trump, that that's what he believes in as well. And this whole project for us is essentially supporting those values, making America great again, and then also putting together a quality project in the meantime. So I just wanted to touch on that because I feel like, at least for me, when I look at TONALD and I look at what we're trying to do over there, the values really mean a lot to me because I love America and I love those values in general. So those are incredibly important to us and near and dear to our heart. So, yeah.
Dude, I couldn't be with you more. I'm really, without getting political and getting anybody in, getting myself, I guess anybody else wouldn't matter, but getting myself banned like I have before. I do not, I hate all the ways that things are going in the United States today and really across the world, but in the United States specifically, it's got to change, dude. It's absolutely
100%.
got to change. So no matter what you believe, what side of the fence you stand on, whatever, if you're an American, you have to be able to admit that even if you voted for, Stinky Pants over there, right? Sleepy Joe, even if you did, okay, you have to realize like, wow, things are not good right now. We have lots and lots of problems. So if we can look past, mean tweets and whatever else, okay, cool. This could be a solution. And, man, our economy went from so good to so bad. And it's like, we need that back. And I really want to do the same thing with TONALD as needs to happen in this country. People need to come together. People need to literally come together and say, hey, you know what? I can put aside some of X, Y, and Z, but realize that there's some really good things going on here. And I'm super excited to see how we do that with TONALD as well. We just cracked 9 million again, guys. Just announcing that to everybody. So we're up over 9 mil, guys. For those of you that were here or weren't here earlier, we went this morning from 7 mil up to 11.2. Back down to, I think, 7-ish, 7.2, 7.3. We're back up to 9 mil, and that is because of a based team, right? And then lots of awesome community members. And I want to thank all the community members. It's Saturday night. I never stream at this time. So, we don't have a million people in here. I wish we did. We'll get those million people in here as we continue to grow. But I just want to thank everybody for coming on. Syed, Swoop, Octane, Larry, Legion. I really appreciate you guys coming on, and thanks for having me as part of the team. I've been having a freaking blast. Anybody want to sign off and say anything before we jump off?
Yeah, I actually I wanted to touch on something you said a little bit earlier, Keeper. You said like in the meme space, teams essentially when they sign on to a project, all they're thinking is, oh, how much money can we milk out of this, and how fast can we get that money in our pockets? And I think when you look at the longevity that TONALD has seen already, you can see that we're committed to making this a legitimate project, and that again just doesn't come out of anywhere. So when I came into the space, just DeFi in general, kind of discerning the plays I want to buy and the plays I don't want to buy was really dependent upon the team. And I would just say anybody who's on ton or who's getting into DeFi, make sure you look at how the team's moving. Make sure you see how the chart looks, the development that they're making, and that type of stuff. And a lot of the times that's going to point in the right direction of a good investment. And we love our community. We love the people who've come behind us already. We obviously love you, Swoop and Keeper. You guys are awesome. We love to have you a part of it. And bigger and bigger things. Let's go.
It's going to be huge.
Going to be huge.
Huge. Yeah, I am. I looked at as the growth happened this morning and came back down and bounced around. I've talked about this a lot before, but my construction business, because of the economy, people haven't been able to spend the kind of money that they were before, and so things have literally throttled back. I'm still getting, we still got quotes and and my business is still doing well, but ultimately it's really slowed down in terms of like numbers from year over year. It's like slowed down. And what I'm going to touch on what Legion was just saying, the team, right? The reality is the team having nice big fat bags, assuming that you know the team is holding each other accountable, which, oh yeah, by the way, we are, and ultimately you trust said team, that's nothing but good for the chart. That's nothing but if you've got a group of people that are respecting the chart, that do have some nice bags in a project, right? And then you take money and you set it on one side, and then you take respect to the chart, you put it somewhere, and then you put just genuine honesty and passion for a project. If you can put all of those things together and make that work, I think that's what we've got here, dude. I'm telling you, everybody in that group is genuine. It just, you can feel it, bro. Like everybody wants the other people to win. And I think that if we continue to play like that, which I know we will, man, think about all the people that are going to come on, and whether they come in and they make $50 or $50,000 or whatever, I think we can bring people together around a narrative that is happening as we speak, which is Donald Trump being our next president. So,
and you know what's funny? Oh, go ahead, Larry.
No, I just had one more thing to add that I think is that's worth celebrating. We are the number 7 pair on the volume chart on TON in the past.
Oh yeah,
let's go.
The 7.
Just Keeper. One thing I wanted to say on top of what you just said, you know, anybody on a mic can say anything. And I just want to tell the people listening, look at the chart. Everything that Keeper just said is reflected in the chart, right? The chart is where, you know, that's where the proof is in the pudding, right? Everything Keeper just said, go look at the chart, go look at the TG, go look at the community, go look at the engagement, go look at what we're rolling out, right? It's so important. And I just think that's very wise words from you, Keeper.
Yeah, dude. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate the entire team. I'm looking forward to seeing where this thing's going to go, guys. I got to tell you, you know, I want to remind everybody at 15 million, this beard goes away. And I love my beard. Okay. I get a lot of.
We cracked 11, bro. It's coming soon.
I know. You know, when we originally started talking about it, it was, well, I think it was a 150K or something, right? Like
something like that, yeah.
Yeah,
it was early, bro.
Like, yeah, 100X from here. Yeah, I'll shave my beard for that. And I was negotiating for higher at first, and then I started thinking, I was like, that is 100X from here. And this was when it very first started, like very first before we really had a full on like boom, this is where we're headed. And then I started to see this thing rip, and obviously I'm happy, right? Like I love it. But this morning I was like, am I gonna have to shave my beard by Monday? Like, is this?
You're gonna lose some viewers.
You've got a great beard. How about we give you an out clause? How about if you want, it can be anywhere you want, tattoo instead of beard. I'm speaking for the whole team.
I'll take that deal. I'll take that deal right now.
Hold on, dude. Tattoo what?
Tonald, something Tonald, make America great again in blue.
Keeper, I'll do this with you, bro. You already have the beard at 15 million. If we reach 30 million, I will get a Tonald tattoo with you.
Oh,
I'm in.
Okay.
I'm in. I'll do it, dude. I'm all tatted up anyway. I'm in. Let's do it.
Let's do it. 30 million. So 15 million for the beard. And then come 30.
I'm just saying, if you love the beard and you really don't want out of the beard, we can trade in a tattoo for the beard. If because I love you look sexy as hell.
Tramp stamp.
A tramp stamp. No, I get to pick the place.
Whoa.
Hey, Swoop, I genuinely appreciate that, but the reality is, like, I made the bet, and guess what? Just to be really clear, my beard grows fast. So I appreciate you, bro. I know there's nothing but love behind that. I will grow back, and ultimately, guess what? I'm going to do it on a live stream, and we're going to promote the hell out of it. So let's get a bunch of people on here watching me go from looking like an old man to looking like the baby face that's actually hiding behind here. Okay.
You're still getting
the tattoo at 30. Tattoo at 30. Oh, you're going to grow hair, Swoop? You're going to get.
I'll grow hair at 15 million. I don't know how that
30 mil. At 30 mil, you can actually go pay for the hair implants that they do. You know
Go to Turkey to get it done.
Hey, I'm doing the digital handshake right now. 30 million. I'm the Tonald tattoo.
Hey, this is literally stuck on YouTube, bro. Let's get it.
Is.
At 30 mil. Let's do it. Let's get it. I'm super freaking pumped. All right, crypto fam. I love you guys. I appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Team, love you guys. I'll talk to you in the Telegram chat. If you guys are looking and trying to figure out if you're people in here who haven't bought into Tonald, again, none of this is financial advice, but if you're looking to figure that out, jump onto tonald.vip. The website is about to be updated according to Larry. So, but it's tonald.vip. And that, if you scroll down, gives you literally a nice 3-step easy process. It's the easiest way to do it. So I love you guys. Question everything. Trust nothing except for your boy Keeper and Tonald. Until next time, how to like that.
Later.
See you guys.
Brother.
Peace out.